children, how are you? Fine. Hope you are enjoying my video lesson and on course of our online transaction, as this is the only way to give you better communication and give you best learning. So let us start today's topic, that is molecular basis of inheritance. Under this topic we shall be talking to you today packaging of DNA and central dogma of molecular biology. So while coming to the point of packaging of DNA, packaging of DNA, why the term of packaging of DNA comes? When we need to package something, when certain substances are arranged in a very systematic way within a limited space, we call it as we have done a packaging. For DNA also, in a cell within the nucleus, we require to have a proper packaging. Why? The reason behind is the length of DNA and the length of the nucleus, or the length of DNA and the dimension of nucleus. So let us know the length of DNA. Yesterday we have given a calculation. Once more I am giving the calculation. The length of DNA human DNA as we calculate in terms of number of base pairs. So in a diploid cell we are having 6.6 into 10 to the power 9 base pair BP. This much base pair in a single cell, in a diploid within the nucleus, the DNA is having this much number of base pair, and the distance between two base pair is 0.34 nanometer, and 1 nanometer equal to 10 to the power minus 9 meter. So this we have converted it into length. So if you calculate this, it will come exactly 2.2 meter. So the length of DNA, human DNA in a cell of a diploid is 2.2 meter. Whereas what is the dimension of nucleus? The dimension is 10 to the power minus 6 meter. So just compare. One hand 10 to the power minus 6 meter, other nucleus, and the length of DNA 2.2 meter. So how such a huge length of DNA in comparison to the dimension of nucleus? So within a very small size, the nucleus, how such a huge length 2.2 meter can be accommodated? If we can package it in a very systematic way, then only it is possible. How? That is what we are going to discuss. In case of primitive nucleus, the prokaryote, say for example bacteria, in bacteria there is no true nucleus, but that doesn't mean that it will scatter all through the different part of cell. No, it is localized in a particular region of a cell within the cell cytoplasm, and that is what we call as nucleoid. Nucleoids. In the case of bacteria. And the nucleoid forms, if this is the bacterial cell, if this is the bacterial cell, the nucleoid forms in the form of loop, in case of bacteria. What about in case of higher organism like human being? In case of human being, we have a true nucleus, human. In human, these nucleus are wrapped around. If I draw a diagram, this is the nucleus. The DNA, if this ribbons is the DNA, if this ribbon shape is the DNA, this is the central round shape central core. This is the DNA. Histone core. And this is H1, this is this one, this is H1 histone. So the DNA forming a wrapper-like structure around a core, and this core is made up of histone protein. There are total 8 histone protein together form a central core. If I shade this central core, this is the central core made up of 8 such histone protein. This is the central core made up of 8 such histone protein called histone octamer. Octa means 8. 8 such histone protein forms a histone octamer, which forms a histone core within which the ribbon-shaped long DNA of 2.2 meter wrapped around it, so as to accommodate a long thread-like ribbon-like DNA within a small area or within nucleus. So the DNA wrapped around a histone octamer. Histone is a basic protein. Basic protein. Positive charge. Whereas DNA is negatively charged. So, the negatively charged DNA wrapped around a positively charged basic histone protein. Histone is a basic protein which is positively charged. Why? Because it is combined of numerous amino acids mainly made up of lysine and arginine. Lysine plus arginine. It is this lysine and arginine because of basic amino acid and having the free end, positive charged end, that is why it is giving a positively charged basic histone protein. 8 such protein forming a histone octamer around which the DNA wrap and forming a structure. That structure is called nucleosome. That structure is called nucleosome. Such types of many nucleosomes are found if one can have an electron microscope study within the nucleus. These types of thread-like structures having beads just like a necklace having so many beads, or when so many beads are tied in a thread. These beads are nothing but the nucleosome. Each such nucleosome made up of 200 base pair. 200 base pair. Each such nucleosome contains 200 base pair. Likewise, so many nucleosomes are present in a thread-like structure as if a thread is binded with so many beads. The whole structure we called as chromatin. What is it called? Chromatin. The whole structure comprising numerous beads. Each such beads are called a nucleosome made up of 200 base pair. Together forms a structure called chromatin. It is this chromatin during cell division metaphase stage becoming clearly visible due to its condensation and called as chromosome. Now this chromatin, as far as chromatin is concerned, chromatin are of two types. Chromatin this chromatin thread are of two types. Euchromatin and heterochromatin. What is the basic difference between euchromatin and heterochromatin? Euchromatin is that type of chromatin where the beads within the string, that is within the chromatin, the nucleosomes are loosely packed. Euchromatin is such a chromatin where the beads, otherwise called nucleosome, are loosely packed. As because they are loosely packed, so they, while staining with a particular dye, with a particular chemical, it take very light, very faint stain. So this is the euchromatin. On the other hand, the chromatin where the beads or nucleosome are very closely packed. Suppose this is the chromatin where the beads are very closely packed. Very closely packed. That is, nucleosomes are very closely packed. So in a chromatin where the nucleosomes are very closely packed, that type of chromatin we called as heterochromatin. So in heterochromatin, the nucleosomes are very closely packed. As a result, while staining, it takes deep stain. And as because here the nucleosomes are very tightly packed, so they are genetically or transcriptionally less active. In other way, the euchromatin where the beads of the nucleosomes are far away from each other or loosely packed, as a result, they are transcriptionally more active. So this is active, more active. More active on transcription process. This is less active. So I suppose I could give you a very clear idea about the reason for packaging of DNA and how the DNA are packed around a histone octamer. And one thing more, while packing this material DNA, that is while packaging is taking place, apart from the histone protein, some non-histone chromosomal protein also present, which helps for this packaging purposes. So this is about the DNA packaging, reason and how it is done. Now coming to the second point, central dogma of molecular biology. That means, so let me wrap this part. That means how the information is processed, how the information system is processed from parent to next generation. That means the processing, that is what we call central dogma of molecular biology. How it happens? DNA, the central processing unit, DNA, this DNA undergo again DNA formation by a process we called as DNA replication. So this process we called replication. What does it mean, replication? Replication means formation of a DNA from parental DNA. Formation of a daughter DNA from the parental DNA strand. So this process we call replication. Again, this DNA forms RNA. How it is formed? By a process we shall discuss on latter course of our discussion, by a process called transcription. So transcription is the process by means of which DNA forms RNA. That means genetic information of DNA, genetic information present on the DNA strand are transferred into RNA, copied into RNA. And once the RNA is formed, then RNA will produce protein by a process called translation. Translation. That means the genetic information which has passed from DNA copied to RNA, the same information now copied in the form of a protein. And it is the enzyme, it is the hormone, they all are protein in nature, they are guiding the various body metabolic activity, various characters. So this is how the information is processed. DNA forming new DNA copy called replication. This DNA once formed producing RNA, different types of RNA, messenger RNA, transfer RNA, ribosomal RNA by a process called transcription. And once RNA is formed, it is by the help of ribosome, messenger RNA and adapter RNA or transfer RNA, the amino acids will be brought and coated over the mRNA ribosomal complex and protein is formed. So this is how the module of transformation of genetic information is taking place. This is what we call as central dogma of molecular biology. So I hope whatever I have discussed till now today under the subtopic packaging of DNA and central dogma of molecular biology is very, very clearly understood. With this, thank you today. See you in next class. Thank you.